We just decided to go live.
Are you interested in understanding GLP-1 medications like Ozempic, Wegovy, or Mounjaro? Then join us on The Plus Sides, Cracking the Obesity Code, the groundbreaking podcast helping people change their lives one episode at a time. The Plus Sides podcast is a disruptor. We're breaking down barriers, smashing stereotypes, and sharing inspiring stories that'll leave you feeling informed and empowered. Join us every week to learn from doctors who are specialists around GLP-1 medications like Ozempic, Wegovy, and Mounjaro. They'll provide you with science and facts to validate these incredible stories. But that's not all. We'll also bring you the voices of the GLP-1 Mounjaro TikTok community, real people who face the challenges of obesity-related diseases and disorders and discovered the incredible plus sides of GLP-1 medications. Our episodes are filled with heartwarming stories, laughter, and moments of triumph. You'll connect with our amazing community members who are reclaiming their health and experiencing their fullest lives. Are you ready to embark on a journey of discovery and empowerment? Tune in to The Plus Sides, Cracking the Obesity Code, and together we'll change the narrative around obesity and end the stigma. Subscribe now on YouTube or your favorite podcast platform and join our incredible community. Let's celebrate the plus sides of life together, because every story deserves to be heard. Every life deserves to shine, and everyone deserves access to expert knowledge and medication. The Plus Sides Podcast. You're not alone. It's not your fault.
Hey.
Hi, welcome to the Plus Sides Live.
Plus Sides Live. This is our
Are you out
impromptu.
there? Anybody out there? There.
There are 5 people watching right now.
Heck yeah.
Well,
Hi, friends.
I love it. We're good to see. We're waiting. We can see the comments. If you want to come in, I'm checking on the IG. It looks like we got a couple people popping in on the IG. That's good. If you like this, if you're watching, hit the thumbs up. We need it. It pushes it out, y'all. Tell everybody we're here. We're here.
Yes,
we decided to go live. Greetings. Hello. It's Margaret.
We love like, follows, and shares.
We love like, follows, and shares. Do all the things to help us, would you?
Yeah. And
we're like on-site / off-site today, aren't we, Kat?
We really are. And Kim is at my house.
Next door.
Literally.
She's
in my husband's office.
Yep. Yeah. Like I could show you, but I hid it all because,
It's just stuff.
Yeah. It's just
stuff. Full of his stuff.
Yeah. I came to visit Kat because we were like, we should make some content and we have a fun interview. And we were like, this will be kind of fun. Then I was like, do you want to go live? And she was like, all right. Hey, Mindy, how are you? Oh, thank you so much. I have a beautiful filter on and I did my makeup. I appreciate your compliment.
Filter.
Everybody like it. Everybody like it. Give it the thumbs up. Commented thumbs up. Yay.
Your thumbs.
Yeah, we just thought we'd go live. So we're glad to have you guys. Thanks for joining. So this is going to be a little bit of a different episode.
We are not talking.
Yeah. Like this is producer Kat's episode.
We are going rogue today. That's not really necessarily rogue. It's not rogue. It's on
brand.
It's not our typical content today.
Yeah.
But it's still necessary. It's still part of your life, right?
You're freezing a little. Are you on the records?
I am not on the records.
You need the records because the aliens are coming.
Darn it.
And although, like, if you think about it, if Big Daddy isn't here / husband, that's what she calls him, you could use this office because I'm not having any internet issues.
I think so we have a signal booster right in the hallway.
Oh, that's right. Plug it in here right quick.
I don't know. Do you what now?
Plug it in the room you're in. Remember last time I was here was one of our squirrel ideas?
Hang on, I'm gonna go do that.
Okay. I'll tell everybody what we're doing. You go do that. Okay, guys. Hey, don't forget, we need the likes. So listen, what we're doing. Hey, Kat. Look, Kat's here. You can't see because of the green screen. She's putting her booty on me. That's hilarious. Oh my God. What am I going to do with her? Okay, listen. This is going to go on audio too. So we really wanted to be able to, Kat and I, backstory. So Kat and I have learned a lot on this journey since making this podcast for the past 2.5 years. And The one thing I think that I've learned and Kat and I both like is that I think that people assume like that this is the answer to all of our prayers, that it's this skinny shot and that it's going to solve everything. It's just not. It is amazing.
It doesn't.
Right? It's amazing. It's a miracle and all these things for sure, but it's just not everything. And there's just so much more to it. Movement, nutrition, community, mental health support. I don't know about you guys, but man, when the food noise turned off for me, I didn't know what to do with myself. You know what I mean? So I think that we've learned a lot about it. I've been discovering fitness a lot over the past, 6 months or so, Kat, and enjoying it.
I'm so excited about it.
Yeah.
That she's started.
And I got we went to Obesity Week and I got on the Sika. No one was called.
You still can't hear me. Hang on.
I can hear you.
You can?
Yeah, you're great. You sound great.
I'm going to mute.
Why?
And I'm going to, okay.
You sound good. You look good and sound good.
Okay, our live is so random. It's just, my signal is being wonky.
I think it looks good. You're good.
We want to just chat together like two weirdos in my husband's office. You know what?
Well,
show of hands.
You look really good right now. Like you look and sound great.
But what I'm saying is, do you want us to sit together, audience? Do you want us to get together and?
Oh yeah, tell us what you think.
Sit next to him.
We got a friend. What is GLP-1? Oh, doctor prescribed Ozempic for my weight. So we will answer that and then we'll pop right in. How's that?
Yeah. But I would say for this episode today, we are focusing just.
Yes. So GLP-1s, which is what we talk about a lot on this channel, because when Kat and I started, it's been 3.5 years we've been on GLP-1s. We've always struggled with our weight. And we've done all the things in the land, all the diets, all the exercise, all the things, and it never stuck for very long, always came back. Right. And we've just always been, plus size, right. And so GLP-1s have been amazing for us. And when we started this podcast, it was definitely to amplify that message and to try to like change things so people get access and better understand them. Mm-hmm. But a GLP-1, like just before we get started, is a medication used to treat two different things primarily right now, which is type 2 diabetes and obesity. These diseases are very, very closely related, which is why they work on both. Okay. And they've been approved for that. And there's different ones. So Ozempic is for type 2 diabetes, Wegovy is for obesity, and then Mounjaro is for type 2 diabetes, and Zepbound is for obesity. But they are the same underlying medicine. Okay. The thing is, though, is that what we're going to talk about today, now we have lots of episodes where you can go in and actually be able to like learn all about that, especially at season 1, episode 5. It'll give you such a good breakdown, or episode 1 of season 1. So you can check that out. My mom is 70. She's on them. I have an episode coming with her and my sister. So please go ahead and subscribe. But today, what we're going to do is talk about movement and talk about how that plays a role in all of this. And Kat apparently is going to join us.
We're going to do it
simultaneously.
Right,
do you think it'll be super echoey with our guests, though?
How do you sound, guys?
Well, when our guest talks, though, are you going to mute yourself?
Of course. I'm not. I don't have it on. We're doing it right here.
Oh, okay. Go get your chair. Mm-hmm. Okay. We're going to do it like this. This will be interesting. I don't know. Well, you got to make me go act a little. We really were just feeling very green and froggy and thought we'd try something different. You know what I'm saying? So here, let me like bring it back a little bit. Nope, that won't work. I'll do like this. I'll do like this. Oh, that looks nice. Okay, I'm gonna invite in our guest. Hold on. Hi. Welcome. All right, I thought that would work, but I think this looks better. There we go. All right, we're gonna. I don't think it's not gonna work on that other side. That streaming. So, well, whatever. We're fine.
So can I ask where this is live on?
We are live in Atlanta, and we are on YouTube. In terms of things, we are on Facebook, YouTube, and Instagram.
Oh, you're live right now.
Yeah, yes, we're live right now.
Oh my gosh.
Live from Atlanta.
Okay, on all 3 channels.
Sandra's like, yeah. Anyway.
Wow.
Okay, they can hear us. Okay, I think so. We were just feeling very like we were together. We were like, let's try it. We'll see what works.
Let's do it. The energy is there.
Yeah, it is.
It really is.
Yeah.
Oh, speaking of energy.
Oh, hey, it's our friend Holly.
Hey, Holly. Sandra is a runner, and you ran today, right? You're training for.
I did. Can you see my glow?
Yes,
it's a runner glow.
It's a runner glow.
Yes, that's some good swim right there.
I did 10 miles just now, and I've got to do another 10 miles after this podcast for my long run in preparation for the Seattle Marathon, which is on the 30th.
That's 20 miles of running in a day.
Mm-hmm.
Oh my God. That's insane. I can't even imagine. I can do a mile walk.
Well, we're going to get you into running.
You definitely can.
I have to tell you, I very much, the other day, I've been walking a lot. And the other day there was this hill that I used to go up when I moved into my house, and I was in a bigger body, about 110 pounds bigger body. And I would have such a hard time just getting the hill at the bus stop to get my kid. And the other day out of nowhere, I went, what if I ran? And then I ran up the hill and I felt so powerful.
Mm-hmm.
And I was like, this is why people run.
I think we're going to get her started. We're going to
This is why people run. I'm telling you.
That's why. Yeah.
Let me see. I'm in here. You'll
binge.
I get that. No, you don't even have to do that, girl. You don't even have to do that. Just, I feel like a lot of times when we start these journeys, we think we have to get rid of everything or eat all the things and have sort of this weird like diet that we think that we're never going to be able to have good food again or want good food again. No food funerals. It's really not necessary. I know it's.
You know how I took that comment. I thought maybe she meant she's going to binge watch for the weekend.
Oh, binge watch the weekend. That's probably what she meant. I was thinking because she was new, like it was a food funeral. I've always done food funerals before a diet. Have you?
What's a food funeral?
Okay, so it's like you're going to go on a diet. And you're going to go on a diet on Monday. And so the weekend you're like, I'm going to have all my favorite things.
Foods and just gorge. But
yeah,
I guess I just think that like I always ate whatever I want. I just didn't restrict, like, I don't know. I just had 2 protein bars right now while I was waiting. And then I just had 2 slices of avocado toast, and that's what I'm going to eat. And then probably before I start the next run, I'm probably going to eat a little bit more, but I do know what you mean because, and we'll get into this, that was my frame of mind before I started running. So I get it. And I have a few examples of,
come to think of it. Let's start there. Yeah,
let's
go ahead.
Let's do it.
Tell us who you are.
Tell us who you are. Run your life. Everything. Yes.
Okay. My name is Sandra and I live in Kelowna, BC, Canada. I am 50 years old and I started running about 7 years ago. And that's just one part of my life. The other part is that I'm a mom to 4 kids that are now much larger than me and are almost adults. The youngest is 17. And during the day, I work at a bank as a financial advisor. And I've always been a big girl my whole life. Today, I'm sitting in a 250-pound body. And I've always loved movement. I have always loved some form of exercise. And probably it stems from high school. I was a size 14 back in high school, but I still loved playing basketball, playing volleyball. And then as you grow into your adulthood, there's the little voices in the back of your head that start to take over. And then that movement becomes a smaller and smaller piece of your life. And then it was around my 40s where I think perimenopause really hit. And I didn't know at the time that it was perimenopause. I thought I was actually going batshit crazy.
Yes.
There were days where I wanted to throw myself out of a moving car. I just envisioned it opening the door and jumping out because it was so bad. And then I thought, oh, this is anxiety. I have like severe anxiety. And so back about 10 years ago, I went on anxiety medicine. And, when I look back now, look at all the literature of perimenopause. And I remember listening to the book by Dr. Mary Claire Haver, and she listed all of the symptoms that women can get as early as late 30s and early 40s. I was like, oh my God, I got given a pill, but I was in perimenopause.
Yeah.
And so anyways, that's a little bit about me.
Younger.
Oh.
Like,
what did I do?
But keep going.
Oh, that looks good. Okay.
We're
learning. It's a new, so it's like it's a new feature that allows us to stream in like portrait versus like landscape. And so you can see, I don't know if you can see on your end, but like we're trying to get in the
That's
picture.
okay. So I did want to mention, so you do have, I found you on Instagram. This is going to be an interesting episode.
I mean, we're live. It's fine.
Anyway, so I found you on Instagram a couple of years ago, and I love it. I love it. It's called BigFit_I_run.
Yeah.
Tell us about it. Tell me more.
So there's a story to that too. And I'll kind of start from the age of 43 when I did start the Instagram account. And I started it initially as a way to punish myself. It was a private account before, and the original name of it was called Elegantly Filled. And that is the nickname that my cousin, gave me. And so I'm originally from Croatia. I'm Croatian, but I was born in a country called Bosnia-Herzegovina, which is considered a Balkan region. And yes, my cousins are Balkan. And so this particular cousin would, again, I was a big girl considered in that region. And my mom had always wished that I was model thin.
Right.
Our neighboring country is Italy. So the ideology behind having a daughter who wasn't thin, or the wish of having a daughter that was thinner, was ingrained in me from like day one. And my birthday present at 15 years old was a trip to Jenny Craig to pick out food in a cardboard. Anyways, so the original Instagram name was Elegantly Filled. And I guess I kind of have to thank him because, it was only like a month or two that it was private. And as I started spending a lot of time on Instagram, my feed started being curated with people who exercise. And then specifically, it became even more tailored to people who run. So I made my Instagram page public, and I named it Big Fit Mom of 4 Runs. Okay. And the meaning behind that, even back then, was I had to justify my size because I had 4 kids. So I thought somebody really gave a shit and cared about my size. So maybe when they see my handle, they'll be like, oh, that's why she's big. She's had 4 kids. Anyways, it's just like the way we think, and nobody gives a rat's ass. So fast forward, I'm 43. I was spending all this time on my treadmill at home. And finally, March 18th, 2018, I'll never forget it. I put my leggings on and these long sleeve shirts, and then I tied this jacket around my waist, and I went out for a run. And I remember it was a sunny day, and I could see the jacket flowing behind me. Like, it was a long jacket. It wasn't like a small jacket. So it was like flowing behind me. And I looked down, and the sun is kind of behind me. So I can see it looked like a cape. And I was like, oh my God, I'm Superwoman.
Yes.
I came back that day. 7 kilometers later, I came back that day. That was my first run outside. When I tell you that I was not the same person as when I came back, I just was not the same person. That day, I signed up for 4 trail races here in the community. There was a company that would put on these 4 trail races, and you can buy all 4 for $90. It was an amazing deal. And then I ended up finding a few more races and signed up for a marathon in 2018. And because I have an addictive personality, and a lot of people who have an interesting food with a relationship with food, have addictive personalities of some sort, I transferred my attention and addiction from food to running, which I openly say.
Sound familiar, spinning cat?
I have gone into, I like to spin now.
She likes spin
I'm a cyclist. I did a lot of running, but lately it's just not good to my hips. But I loved running. I was also very much a social exerciser ever since childhood on. So fitness classes, weightlifting, all the spinning, all the, but running, I did a half marathon in 2005. That was, oh my God, that was 20 years ago. Yeah.
That's amazing. And then when you said 2005, that was 20 years ago.
It was 20 years ago. And when I did those back then, I was in my 20s, and I just gave away my age. But
nobody gives a shit.
Sandra's like, what did I sign up for? This is
we're kind of
okay.
crazy.
Anyway, But when we originally signed up for it, it was like, oh, we're going to do it so we can lose weight.
Mm-hmm.
And what I learned very quickly, and with any sort of training, you're not going to do it to lose weight. Mm-hmm. I'm going to leave it for you to talk about it, because you're not going to, because you put your body through so much shock. But
yeah, that's a really good point.
Let's talk about it.
Yeah.
Yeah. The weight thing is an interesting thing. So 2019, January 1st, right? So I had done a whole bunch of races in 2018. January 1st, 2019 rolls around. And because of like my Instagram feed, I decided I was going to do something called a streak. So I started 5-kilometer daily streak, running or walking. And the reason I threw in the walking in there as my rule, because it's my rule, my streak, it's because I wanted to work in the days that either was sick, or maybe I had just finished a marathon and I didn't want to run the next day. But Runner's World has a streak definition, and it's 1 mile a day. And the longest streak holder, there's people in this world who have held streaks for like 28, 29, 32 years, but their rule is 1 mile a day, only running, so you can't walk. And I was like, I don't like that rule, but I'll do it 5K and then I'll throw in a walk. So that's what I've been doing. I haven't missed a day. And in 2021 on Instagram, in a video, I finally announced my weight. And it was, I said to everybody who's watching on Instagram, I'm 250 pounds. Yeah. And you would think that in this journey of running, that I would have lost some weight. And there's a scientific reason behind why I haven't lost weight. I just haven't been in a calorie deficit. Sorry. And the days that I have been in a calorie deficit, my weight has dropped below 250. And the days that I haven't been, and I've been in a calorie surplus, the weight went to 270. And I'll never forget, it was the winter of 2023. Yeah, it was like January, February 2023. And I think I went into hibernation literally as a bear, and I step on the scale. Also, there was a lot of stress in my life at that time. And I stepped on the scale and I saw 270, and I was like, oh my God. And the reason I say this, it's because what happened next has always blown me away. I stepped off the scale and I said to myself, I know how that happened, and that's okay. I was soothing myself because of how stressful life has been lately. And I shared that number with my followers too. So weight is this metric that has been thrown at us by society to give us this measure of worthiness. And yet here I am, 250 pounds, running ultras, and just finished a 100-kilometer race 2 weeks ago. And today I ran 10 miles. Explain that. I'll explain it to you. It's body composition. So you can be 250 pounds, but my muscle mass is 145 pounds on my body.
So, I have to give you your props too, because when I watch your content and I see your videos, she's got great legs. Your legs are fantastic.
Runner's legs.
She
like
does.
Swimmers' bodies and runner's legs.
Yeah, your legs are fire. Just let you know.
Best friends forever now.
Go follow him now and you'll see him.
Yeah. Okay, I'll just show, what? I'll show more of my legs for views.
Yes.
Legs
thirst traps. Post your thirst traps. Come on, Sandra.
And like, I remember the day that I had shared that video and it went viral. And I remember walking into work and I was like, oh my God.
Yeah.
Some of my coworkers will now know how much I weigh. Okay. This is another level. Yeah. And in the end, I say it, having my 4 kids, right? And 3 boys and a girl. My daughter looks nothing like me. She's 5'11" and 125 pounds.
Oh my gosh.
And, when I was younger, and if somebody had told me that you're going to have a daughter who is model-like features, fits the model, whatever. But what shocked me was that she has the same problems that I did.
Yeah.
She had the same problems being thin that I did being large. Why? Not because of me, because I never, ever, ever talked about diets in front of my kids, ever.
Yeah.
But what happened was the people around her pointed out how thin she was and made her uncomfortable in her own body, just like they did with me.
Yes.
And that is what happened. And that is the problem. Not a woman walking around in 160, 200, 250, 290, 310. Like, it doesn't matter. It's the noise that is constantly being drummed into you, drilled into you from society, that is which will give you the outcome of what we have right now.
Yep. So true. So true. And I think like I can't think of a time where I wasn't in a big body, and I'm okay with it. But like we talk a lot about, so a lot of times we are at odds, I think, GLP-1 community with body positivity or the communities. And so a lot of times I think they're sort of trying to undermine, or they're trying to think that we're trying to undermine the body positivity, which we're not. But a lot of times I think the assumption is that, but we intersect. Yeah. But I think that they don't always recognize that. I think because there's some people who it is about thinness and about, these kinds of things. And I think the reason that it's like that for many people is the reasons that we're talking about right here, right? Which is ultimately, it's like there's this thing with society that says you need to be this, and if you are not this, then there's something wrong with you, and that's just not true. So Kat and I just went to Obesity Week, and we met researchers and scientists, and one in particular had a practice that he started. Like, his dad started a practice in Dr. Nick in Mumbai. And it's in India. And so I went to school there, and he grew up there and helped his doctor. It was like the first obesity practice. So then he came to the States. He's been like treating obesity for 45 years. And he and this researcher, and we're all just sitting there talking about it. And he's like, actually, it's obese. It's not obesity. It's obesities. Everybody has a different reading. Like, it's a metabolic thing. We're on the spectrum, like in this weird spectrum. And then the researcher next to him goes, it is all genetic. I've seen the data. I am telling you, what you are going to be is genetic. Like, you can do all the things in the land, but what you are going to be, you are going to be. You know what I mean? And I just thought that was so interesting, because a lot of times I think that we still think that we can control our weight, and control the size of our body. It's not true. We only can control it so much. We only can control it so much. And like, I felt excited about that. I felt excited that people won't look at someone who's thinner and think that they are more moral, right? Or work harder, right, than I am, because I'm in a big body. And I don't know how long it'll take for that message to get out. Yeah. You know what I mean? But I think it's true. And my son is also very lean. And I do feel like people say to him, like, oh my God, you're so lean. He's a guy who's swimmer's body and stuff. But my husband and I both have obesity. So it's like, it's just, I think it's for different reasons. And people think that it's all about just eating less and moving more. And if that happens, you're going to be in this, this thin body. And it's just not true. It's just not true.
Speaking of it's not being true, I wanted to, the assumptions when people ask you, because you are a runner, that you just happen to live in a larger body. Do you still get some of those questions where they say, oh, you run? That's great. How much weight have you lost? Or, oh, run. What's your weight goal? What are some of those questions, and how do you respond to them?
Yeah. Or do you?
So the first, several of my videos have gone viral. And so usually the cockroaches that come out of the, are my favorite comments, and then I use them for content. So some of my favorite quotes from these keyboard warriors have been, oh, your knees, but say bye to your knees. and you're lying about all the running that you do. That's a big one.
Yeah.
Or, there's no way that you completed 100 kilometers.
Yeah.
And
sorry.
Yeah.
Like, do you follow Myrna?
Oh yeah, of course. That was one of the people who was one of my first inspirations. Myrna and Latoya, and I watched Myrna's interview with Rich Roll back in when she did it in 2016 or 2017. That was one of the biggest inspirations to me. So yes, Myrna is amazing and probably set the stage for a lot of plus size runners. Thanks, Mimi.
This is our friend from Australia.
Aww.
It's Mimi from Aus.
But I'm sorry to like sidetrack you. You were talking about the trolls.
And there's always, like, I know this sounds really cliche, but we shouldn't do anything to appease anybody else but ourselves. Like, and the reason I say that is because even about a month ago, I wrote in a newsletter. So I had listened to a podcast with, oh God, what is her name? She wrote the book, Fast Girl. No. Anyway, it was a book about fasting. You might remember one of the doctors. I can't remember. Now, if you had asked me my thoughts on fasting, I would have been like, get the hell away from me. Like, why are you talking about fasting? There's no way I can give up food. Don't even talk about it. However, when I listened to her on the podcast with, I think it was Rich Roll or Chris Wilkes, I can't remember. And what was happening to my body was, because I sit in a desk, my right ankle was starting to swell sometimes, even though I had changed nothing in my diet. I drank, pretty much a decent amount of water. But what I had noticed also was when you take this protein hype, super seriously, and it's like, get as much protein in as possible. And then sometimes I was eating like at 9 o'clock at night and thinking I need to. Anyhow, when I listened to her talk about even just like stopping after dinner, I thought I'd try it. And it's not, I fasted. I would have dinner at 7. I was full and I went to bed at 10. So if you want to call that fasting, cool. And I didn't eat until like 7:30 or 8 the next morning. So I guess that you can call that a 13-hour fast. Call it what you want. And what happened was, again, I don't want to upset anybody or trigger anybody, but water left my body, about 10 pounds of it. And I noticed that my right ankle was not swelling as much. And I was like, And the reason she had talked about this was because if you give your body 12 hours to rest, and I'll get to my point about, trolls and all this stuff. And there's a point to this story. When you give your body 12 to 13 hours to reset, your kidney function improves and so does your liver. So I was like, oh my God, this is incredible. And I started feeling like really incredible. Anyhow, I had written about this and talked about it in a newsletter, not because I was on a diet and lost 10 pounds. And then somebody announced their departure. They're like, I'm leaving. This is diet talk. And I was like, well, you can fuck right off and put you on the way out. Like, the amount of like, okay, why are you announcing your departure? This is not an airport. I don't care. You don't need a boarding pass. Goodbye. And the amount of intolerance that people have, and they think that you need to be held to this standard because you share your life on social media or you share inspiration with people. And the like narrow-mindedness of this person not understanding what I was actually talking about. And that just because the result of not eating any more food after dinner was the result of losing extra fluid because your kidney function improved. So when, I have learned a long time ago, being on social media, that nothing phases me. Nobody could say anything to me that would upset me. And nothing. There is nothing that anybody could say. I'm not insulted by any of these trolls. In fact, I love it when the trolls come in because it is pure gold content.
Yes,
it is.
That's
Yeah.
true.
Like, thank you for your engagement.
Thank you for your engagement. And I will now reply to this comment with something.
Oh, yeah.
I know.
And I'm going to put it as a sticker right here.
Mimi's definitely up for this.
Yeah, Mimi's down for this. It's great. I mean,
Yeah.
So I was going to say, well, your visibility as a marathoner, a runner, you're challenging traditional, often, I would say, exclusive perceptions of what a runner is supposed to look like.
Yeah. Do you feel like that?
Definitely. So even there's twofold to that. I guess my own perception of myself, like, I'm 50, but I feel like I'm like 25.
Wow. I don't.
We do.
I feel 45.
So
perimenopause sucks.
And so I'm in a 250 pound body, but I feel like I'm in a 150 pound body. And have you ever seen those videos or the reels where it's like what I think I look like running, and then what I actually look like?
Oh, yeah, like a basset hound or something. Yeah,
that's definitely what I look like. The basset hound.
Me too. So what my
cute as hell.
and I think that's what keeps me going, right? Is my inner child is what keeps me going, and my perception of myself as being in a smaller body, but not realizing that, hey man, I'm carrying like 100 extra pounds than any average runner that's out here on this race course right now. So even at the
like a badass, like that's what I'm saying. Like put on your weighted vest, bitches. You don't know. Keep looking, flop it. It's fine. I love it.
So at the Javelina 100, which is this trail race in the desert, the last weekend of October, every year it happens in Scottsdale in McDowell Regional Park. And this was my second year doing it. I had entered the 100-mile distance, but I DNF'd, which is okay. I did not finish. And the DNF, I've actually created a new acronym for it. It stands for Do Not Fear.
Ooh.
So yes.
What's DNF?
DNF.
Like DNF?
Yes, Do Not Fear. And it was, I realized, so the course has a time frame of 30 hours that you must complete it in. It's 5 loops, and I needed to complete
100 miles. You have 30 hours? Okay.
Yes. Yeah. So each loop is a 20-mile loop. I needed to do 5 loops, maximum 6 hours per loop. And when I came in after loop 2, I had come in 12 hours and 30 minutes, and I realized that I'm not going to make it. And then there was this peacefulness that I kind of tuned into, because when I hit the 50K mark, I realized that I had PB'd on my 50K, and I was like,
PB.
I was about to come in 4 hours faster than last year.
Yeah. Oh my God.
I just was so incredibly happy. I was like, this is okay. Do not fear. I'm coming back for the 100-mile. I will do my 100K, finish 3 loops. And again, I have a point to my rambling. So my point was, what was really cool, and what we don't give ourselves enough credit about, as I think as women and maybe some men too, this is 7 years in the works. Okay. 7 years of running. And when I PB'd that 100-kilometer distance by 4 hours, I had passed so many people on the course that were smaller than me. There was one young girl who was 28, and she tapped out at loop 2. And when I think about that, I think, my God, like, you're in this miracle body that's able to do these physical things that even some people who are half your size can't do. Why? Because of the training. But how many people get to the part where the training is the most important part to get to that end goal? Not very many people. Why? Because they quit on themselves. Why? Because they don't trust themselves. Why? because it's a built-in habit through our nervous system where it's a vicious cycle of you not trusting yourself. So you actually never get to the journey.
Yeah. So
DNF,
true.
do not fear.
Do not fear. I love that. I think you're right. I think our brain is always trying to protect us.
Protect.
Like,
It's
you know,
just-
Always.
yeah,
It's
Always.
always. Yeah.
It's nature.
I think it's nature. I think even like, you know, honestly, we talk about, or Mimi says like, it's just amazing, Sandra, by the way. I just want to make sure you know this is our Mimi friend talking to you. But I think it's interesting, like when it comes to weight in general, like when it comes to like the size of your body, I do feel like our body doesn't just try to, like, our brain isn't always just trying to protect us from that. It also is trying to protect us from losing too much. So like we have found, at least I have found, even on my GLP-1s, that it's like my brain is always like, we could eat that. We could do that. We could do that. You know what I mean? Or let's have a little bit of that, or we'll take more liberties, or we'll do kind of like this, and that, and I recognize, like, in those moments, it's because that's the power, right? Is to recognize in those moments that your brain is just trying to protect you, but you are in fucking charge of your body. Like, you know what I'm saying? And like that is powerful. That gets you to where you run up a hill that you couldn't even walk up a few years ago,
God,
or you run and you make that 4 hours, right, better than you did the year before. And I think like being able to recognize those in that moment, like my brain is lying to me because my brain is trying to protect me, but I am in charge. And I think that's like understanding that power for me just over the past 6 months have been just huge. I'm curious too, like when you go on these runs, like I assume sometimes you see the same people, right, that do them, that are into them. But the people that you see that come in that are in smaller bodies, or that maybe are like runners in the same way, do they treat you different? Or do they understand?
Oh, they get it, because
they get it.
Community. Yeah.
I have never come across anybody that
has been
treated
like, what are you doing
differently. The running community is, of course, you'll always get a bad apple, but I'm not even near the apple tree, right?
Yeah.
The running community has been nothing but incredible, unless you find those trolls that we were talking about, the cockroaches that are behind the keyboards, but they're not even part of the running community.
Yeah.
When I go to the Seattle Marathon, just incredible vibes, and the Javelina 100,
we're still here.
Sorry. We zoomed in on your face.
We were trying to zoom.
I like it.
Keep going.
The Javelina community has all ages, all shapes, all sizes, all paces, all speeds. And it was funny because I was at an aid station and the volunteer asked both me and this lady who was next to me, "Where are you from?" And we both said at the same time, Kelowna, BC. And I looked at her and I was like,
wow.
What? And she was about 65 or 67 years old. I super small, like this big, tiny runner. But in her late 60s. And I was just like in awe of her. And I was like, I hope one day that's me in my 60s, still plugging along at whatever speed that I can. Because that's the commonality you share. You don't share a commonality of body size. You share a commonality of this passion that just brings you closer to your soul.
Yeah.
Which is what I love about this fitness category, running. You share a commonality of this passion that brings you so close to the part of your soul that needs to be fed.
Yeah.
That's why I always tell you about, like, I love my cycle bar, and that's what I found there was the community. It was come as you are. And I've always lived by the notion that fit has no size. I've always loved fitness. But when I walked in to a cycle bar class, when you go to, like, I think, and it's no slight to a gym, fitness centers, but sometimes with my size, I always felt like I was being kind of hustled for some sort of weight loss or training package. And that did not happen when I walked into the cycling community. So I totally get it. And
because I think you're right.
You get hooked, you get addicted, and then it's a high when you're working out. And
it is a high. It's like
she's just discovering.
I know, because like for me, I always hurt. I was also full of them. I have very bad obesity, insulin resistance. I have type 2 diabetes. So like for me, like everything hurt all the time. And so my brain would go, I can't do that because it hurts. Right. But then over time, I'm a 250 body, like I'm not small, over time, it became more of a, just like the ability, I think mentally to go, yes, I can. Like, I may not be able to do what you did, but I could if I really wanted to. I do feel like, and I've thought this my whole life. I'll tell you, I've been like, I never really understood. Right. And that's what's so cool about like these medicines, at least for me, has been like the ability to free up that inflammation and then free my mind so that I could be like, what do I want to do? You know what I mean? And that's been so cool. Like, and it's taken time. Like this has been years, and there's a lot of healing and stuff that I think has to go on to figure out, okay, what do we want our life to look like now? But I really always struggled because I've always been, this is going to sound bad. Like, I don't really know how to say it. Good at everything. Like, it's no way to say it. Like I was,
like yourself.
good at sports, great at business, like not running my own, but like working for other people. I have friends, I have family. I'm not rich or anything, but I've got the thing. Like you would look at her and go, I think she's got it figured out, but I live in this big body. And it always would make me think like, I would always think that it wasn't worth it or it wasn't great because clearly I couldn't control something as simple as my food. And once that got out of the way, right? Once that was removed and I was alone with that silence that happened when I took a GLP-1, there was power and fear and all of the things in that silence, because then it was like, what do we do? Because like I've always solved right for everything with food. And so now it's like, how do I feel better? How do I reward myself? How do I do all these things? And the answer is there's tons of ways. It doesn't have to be food. There's tons of things. And I think ultimately what I learned with, especially recently, one of them is exercise. I love it. I love being outside, and it's specifically outside. It's not a gym. I specifically love walking outside. And like even today, like I walked with my husband. I was like, come on, walk with me. Just walk with me. You pasty as hell. You need some sun, and we were walking around and he was struggling because he doesn't really do that. And he had to sit down. He was a little nauseous, and I was like, like frustrated with him. And I'm like, Kim, you couldn't do this 6 months ago. Shut your face, but it was great that he was coming out there and doing it with us. And I think it's just, it's like, I think it's just like you said, there's just like a magic to it. There's just a power to it. And I think exactly the soul thing. I totally relate with that.
I think the misconception that we've all been fed probably from the time that we could walk or even understand words was that exercise was associated to thinness, which is such a sad misconception. To have been fed and now to have been ingrained in us. And I think that's one of the saddest things ever, like that people can believe, is that you just have to exercise to be thin. No, you literally. So one of the things that I deal with on a daily basis is I have clients as a financial advisor. I deal with high net worth clients, and a lot of them are older than 70. And so I see a lot of clients who cannot lift themselves out of a chair when they're sitting with me. And I wish that we could go back in time and tell people, women, men, whoever, that we don't need to exercise for thinness.
We do not.
We need to exercise. And even drop the word exercise. We need to move our bodies so that you can continue to lift yourself out of a chair, which means doing squats, body weighted squats.
Yes.
And you need to be able to lift yourself out of a bed.
Yes.
And you need to be able to like walk at least 2 miles, because what if your car breaks down? And I don't know, what if we lose electricity? How the hell are you going to get help?
What if AI takes over everything? We have to
know. What if the zombies come? And
when the zombies come,
the zombies.
You need to know cardio.
We do.
That's why I'm running.
We got to be able to run fast.
That's why I'm training.
Says, I've been following a lot of TikTok creators on TikTok who post about how overachievers often struggle with obesity. It's fascinating. Yeah, it's so interesting, right? That's what she was saying. That is literally the only area of their life that they have not under control.
So I hope that we are inspiring some of our listeners. Or not run, but you
just
start a journey.
Walk first.
Start
honoring your body. Just move, like walk, literally walk.
Yes.
You need to walk because you need to pump the blood through your body. Like that's just 101. Like walk so you can pump the blood through your body and the blood is recycled. And do you know how long it takes me to warm up?
How long?
So the larger your body, or like, let's say the taller you are, the longer the highway of your veins. Yeah. So when people give up early on because they're not warmed up or it's really hard, actually give yourself grace. Your body needs about 2 kilometers to warm up. 2 kilometers.
Fascinating.
Or 2 miles.
American. What's 2 kilometers? We're so ignorant with the numbers.
Kilometers is
just say 2 miles. You need about 2 miles.
2 miles might be kind of generous. Maybe like a mile, right?
Okay.
Yeah.
I mean, I think that makes sense. Like sometimes I'll look at my watch and I'll be like, okay, I've gone a mile. And I'm like, gosh, I feel like I know I have to go, but I feel like I could do more. There is this weird hump that you get to, right? Where you're like, oh, I know it's kind of the end of my workout, but I feel like I could go a little more. Like when I went to spin class with Kat, by the way, spin class is fun as fuck. Sorry, Dad. But if you've got wobbly bits, you better have a good cushion because it
just gotta get used to it.
I don't think so. I'd have to build a callus, Kat. Like I'm telling you, I couldn't walk for days. I was hanging out in the damn tub, but it was really fun. But I felt it at the end of that too. Right at the end, I got to the warm-up phase that you're talking about, and I have a video of me going, woo! And just like pedaling and having such a good time. We were lifting weights. We were lifting the bar weights, and
do you do that when you run? Do you have?
Oh yeah. Oh, 100%.
Have to burst.
Oh my God! Like today after my run, I couldn't believe.
You're so encouraging. Like I found silver sneakers encouraging.
Go Margaret! Go Margaret!
Yeah, Margaret, let's do it. Get moving. I love it.
But you gotta tell me when you just out of the nowhere, out of the blue, just wooed.
Do you remember like a woo time?
Yes. So there is there's a certain level of adrenaline that I'll hit when I'm close to a goal that I'm about to hit. And the adrenaline passes through my body and it's like it gives me, on a race car, when the race car driver presses that button for it to like
boost or something.
Yes.
Turbo boost.
Ooh, like in Mario Kart.
Yes. We all have turbo boost. We literally all have turbo boost. We all have reserves in the tank.
We do.
And I don't know, specifically where they come from, but I had turbo boost on that 100K race.
Yeah.
And even with the blisters that were forming on the back of my heel, I had switched my gait from, mid strike to forefoot. And I'm like, where the hell am I getting this energy from? Because my blisters on my heels were killing me, but I started running on my tippy toes and I'm not that's not my strike. And nitro.
Margaret says it's nitro. I like that. That's the nitro moment, y'all. I love it. That's awesome. I was going to tell you, like, I had this thing where, I lost this weight and I'm healing from diet culture and all this stuff, like my whole life, right? There's a lot of healing to do, like on any kind of journey like this to health, I think.
Of course.
And I remember I'm going to try not to cry, that my brother-in-law, he came to my house a few years ago and he redid our bathroom for us. And he got me this big tub and he made me this little shelf so I could put candles on it and this big tub. And I had gotten to where I was really struggling on this journey to get up. I had lost muscle and I just wasn't moving enough. Like I was moving, but not enough, 10, 15 minutes a day. And then I was like, the tub was very deep, but I really wanted to be able to get in and out of it because I couldn't. I tried and I couldn't get out, and I was hurting myself just to be able to get out. And so the year started this year, and I was like, before this summer, I was like, I didn't have a New Year's resolution to lose weight, my New Year's resolution was to get in and out of that tub, and I take a bath every damn night. I literally can stand. That's new. I forgot to tell you. I can stand in the tub. I don't even need to like roll on my knee and then get up. I
didn't know you.
Just stand right up. John goes, my husband the other day, and he goes, look at you. And I was like, I know. It's the best. Like the strong piece is something we forget. And the strong piece is something we desperately need, desperately in our 40s and 50s and 60s and 70s, just like you're mentioning. We've got to be able to get up and we've got to be able to move and take care of ourselves.
So if you want to keep on, I would say keep on moving and taking care of yourself. I do want to touch on this, on Run Your Life. Run Your Life. Let's talk about it. Run Your Life, so we can lift ourselves up our bathtubs and go to Run Your Life. It's .ca, but tell me how that all came about.
Runyourlife.ca is what we're talking about. Yeah. Right. Okay. Great. Okay.
So, the streak is really what changed my life. In 2019, after I finished the first year of the streak, my neuroplasticity started to change. And neuroplasticity meaning the neural pathways in my brain and all the messaging centers started to change. So in that first year of the streak, my body kept saying, why are you doing this? Why are you doing this? You know you're going to quit. You've always quit everything you started. What's the point even in you doing this? And then after year one finished, year two, I was like, well, I might as well do this for another year. So year two started and my body was like, oh, you're doing this again? I kid you not. I kid you not. And
you're doing this again.
And she was like, oh my God, you're so annoying. Okay, whatever. We'll just let you do this for another year.
Yeah.
Year three, so 2021, I started doing some work with maybe like some brands, and there was a legging brand that was made here in Vancouver, and she was pretty amazing. And
I love activewear. You gotta share that.
Activewear, and her activewear went all the way up to size 24. She's just an amazing designer. But you know, with COVID and everything, she actually had to shut down her brand. It was called Be Wild Her. But she sent me this link or this attachment one day, and we had done a photo shoot for some of her leggings that, you know, she sent a photographer to do, and we did some pictures and stuff. And she sends me this PDF file of me on the cover of a magazine. And I was like, what? And what's crazy about that was in 1996, one of my first jobs out of high school was working for a magazine publishing company. So I knew how to put the dummy together for a magazine. I knew how to do that. And so when she sent me this PDF, I was like, I'm starting a magazine. Because I didn't see anybody that looked like even remotely like me, like us, in a magazine. And the only thing that I ever saw was in Runner's World. In the very back page was that oh, I lost 100 pounds by running story that they had in every Runner's World magazine. And that was the closest thing that I ever saw to somebody that looked like normal in Runner's World. So with her little inspiration that she did by putting me on this in one of her leggings, I found a publisher here locally, like a printing company, and Run Your Life. That's how it was born. And the first issue came out in 2022. So that was 19, 20, 21, 22. So that was 3 years after the streak started. And it was just like a love project. And the contributors in the magazine were women from my Instagram community that wrote about their own story.
Oh my God, I love it so much.
Yeah. So it wasn't like paid, you know, oh, let's review this shoe and let's talk about the world records and, you know, the Olympics and that. No, it was like normal women who freaking, you know, had cancer 42 times, but then still ran a half marathon. Those were the stories that I wanted to read because I wanted inspiration.
Yeah, for sure.
Right.
Yeah.
Like, if they can do it, I can. I think that that's something that like we all need. Like,
that's contagious.
And not like, you know, if they can do it, I can. When it comes to like weight loss, right? It's if they can do it, I can in terms of like anything. We need like, yes, we need some we can relate with. And then
That's
we're like,
right.
I can do it.
It was relatable and the good, the good news story.
Yeah.
It was contagious. And that's what I had wanted it to be. And so I'm just working on issue 6 now. Issue 6 is coming out soon. And it's just
Is
like
it
a little
magazine or a website or both?
No, it's both. It's print and
can people in the States
digital
too?
Oh yeah. Oh my God. You guys are like 60% of my clients.
Okay, cool. I mean, like our podcast is global,
Oh, darn
but
it,
it'd be
here it
good
is.
if people can.
Oh, you can't see it. Darn it.
You told me to hide all the stuff.
Okay. She told me all your stuff.
She's like, can you feel like because it's the man's rooms.
It's just this Darth Vader stuff. It's okay.
Yeah.
But
I should have had some with me here, but
it's okay.
It's okay. It's okay.
We did pin it for all of our friends that are watching. So runyourlife.ca. So if you want to run, you can start slow. Like you can start with just the walking.
Start as movement. Don't even worry about running. And that's one of the things that I wish people knew is your body instinctively knows how to run, because I didn't start off running. Just keep walking and your body will tell you when it's ready. Let's run. And that's what happened. 6 months after I had been on that treadmill in my basement and went outside for that first run, my body was like, let's run.
The treadmill story.
You just started running? That's so cool. I was running.
In fact, can you tell us a little bit about your treadmill story? It's on runyourlife.ca, but I want to hear it.
Yeah.
So, going back to that year where I was looking at my body and I'm like, this is, this is bad. You have to lose weight, blah, blah, blah.
Yeah.
And I had a treadmill and I started spending all this time on the treadmill. And I probably spent 6 months on it from like October 2017 till March 2018. I was watching documentaries. I was watching YouTube. I was looking at Instagram, and for whatever reason, the way the algorithms work is you start seeing more of what you want to see. And also spending all this time on the treadmill, my cardio got better. My lung capacity got better, not because I knew what I was doing. I had no idea what I was doing. I didn't even know how to breathe. I had no idea how to breathe. I didn't even know that you should run slower to run fast. Imagine that concept, run slow to run fast. And you should only run in zone 2 for like 80% of the time. I had no idea. I thought you had to beat every single time you ran and make it faster than the last time. Wrong. So the treadmill story is that is one of the best pieces of equipment, especially for people like for me. I was intimidated to go outside. Are you kidding? I hadn't run outside since grade 10 or grade 11.
For sure. I have not ran. These girls. Yeah. For sure. I haven't run at all since middle school. So when I did it the other day, I was, what is that?
Yeah, that was
right.
That was pretty cool.
It was wild. That's so cool. What we had heard this thing, Kat had told me about. There's this thing called, it's like couch to marathon or something.
Couch to 5K.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's an app.
You like that? You think it's good?
It gets you started.
You know what? Here's the thing. There's no rules. Use whatever you think is going to work for you.
Yeah.
See, and I'll tell you, back then, the Sandra from 7 years ago, she couldn't use C to 5K. You know why? Because I'd quit on myself. Because I couldn't follow anything. I couldn't even follow a training plan. 2018, 2019, 2020, 21. 2022 was the first year I used a marathon training plan.
Wow.
Because I was terrified of following something because I didn't have the mindset. Like, you know how you were saying that you are good at things, that you are, you're probably a very disciplined person. I am not. That's why I do a streak, because if it were left up to my own free will, I would miss 3 days in a row. So I knew that didn't work for me. I'm not disciplined. And that's why a C to 5K, perfect, but it didn't work for me.
Yeah.
I had to work 4 years on my habit formation before I even started the training plan.
Yeah. And
Like, I couldn't make a
I think
to-do
that's
list.
okay, right? Like, I think what you're
That's
saying
okay.
too is
Hey,
it's okay. There is no, I need to do that. You can make it, I need to do this by, if you get to that point where you feel like I'm just now being like, I'm ready to like, but I'm just now there. Like,
You might
and
get
it's
her into
taken a
running.
long time. I don't know, man. I'm worried about my knee. Like but see, that's my Bible going, like, I'm not gonna do it. Like, that's why the God made braces. Like, like I can do it, and I
listen,
think,
God made our knees to be super strong. We just have to
Yeah.
use them. Like,
Yeah.
and also heel raises. Heel raises are one of the most important things that you could do. Standing heel raises and seated heel raises, where you have like a little step in front of you and you do one-legged heel raises.
Yeah.
So the reason people have maybe pain in their foot or their knee or their Achilles is because their calf is weak, and there's a muscle inside the calf called the soleus muscle.
Yep.
And it's not tight, it's actually weak.
Mm.
And the only reason I found this out was
When you
because
say
of
heel raises, do you mean like when you're on your toes and then you go up on your toes? Like what equals heel
so
raise?
those are standing heel raises. That's
Okay.
right. When you go on your toes, but there's
That's what
seated
raises
heel
is.
raises where you're sitting on a chair
Yeah.
and you have a step in front of you and you put a weight on one foot and
Okay.
you go up and down with those toes and you've isolated the calf muscle.
You're
Well, that's
pulling your
cool.
leg. I see what you mean, because I've seen exercises where you're pulling. You're
Yes.
pulling it back, and I know exactly. Yes.
Cool. That okay,
And
cool.
strength and
Change
So is there like good exercises for like, I mean, like when you're doing that, is there like do this 10 reps for like 10 times a day, or like is there something maybe like that? Like
do heel raises. I swear to you, it'll strengthen even the muscle around your knee, which is the patellar tendon.
Yeah, that's
And
the
then
one.
those seated calf raises. Unbelievable.
Love it. Love it.
Okay, I want to ask this as well, because I was all over. This is something that I found on your site, and I want to talk about it because goal setting and achieving goals. So you mentioned after you launched Run Your Life, there was a point in time where like the achievements were knocked out, and you started to struggle with depression.
Yes, I call it if anybody who's watching this or anybody who's ever done any kind of race, and let's say, or any sort of big event in their life, like launching a podcast,
right,
or launching a book or anything like that, I call it you know how there's PTSD, post-traumatic stress disorder. I called it the post-marathon stress disorder. So, and then I called it the post-magazine stress disorder. What happened after, I kid you not. So what happened after the marathon was I got really depressed for about a month, because what happens when you have these massive events in your life is like the workup to that event is so like the adrenaline in your body is working so hard to keep you going, right? Like you got to achieve this event, you got to get to this deadline, blah, blah, blah. And then after it's done, you're like, oh,
what do I do now?
What do I do now? I'm so, oh, that was stupid, or, whatever.
Yeah.
So I launched the first magazine and I was like, oh, well, that excitement only lasted like 1 month. Now what?
Yeah.
And so I talk about this because it's totally normal. But what happens is once you experience it once, just like anything else, right? Like you do your first marathon, my God, I couldn't walk for 2 weeks.
I bet.
But then I did another marathon a year later, and it was only 1 week. And then I did a 50K, and I was like, I was fine the next day.
Yeah.
So my second, just being now an example, the second 100K, I was running 2 days later. That's because anything we do is easier the second time, because you've already been through it and you've already been used to it. So even that,
your brain knows it's safe.
That's right.
Right?
Yeah.
Yes.
Do not fear.
Yes. But a lot of people quit after that first time, which is why I talk about the post-magazine first issue depression and the post-marathon for, depression. People need to recognize that after a massive event in their life, they should recognize the signs of their adrenaline leaving their body.
Yes, that makes sense. Because I do think that we think about adrenaline only in the moment, right? Like we think that you're in this moment, you do this thing, and then it's like, burn on hard, burn out fast, and then like it's over. But I think that what you're talking about is like when you're, especially if you're training for something, that's like like constant boost, right? Of the adrenaline. And then you get there and then it's like a sudden drop. Cause like, what are you gonna do? Like, yeah. And then we talk too, like, especially if you struggle, like we do a lot of us, like who live in bigger bodies or have obesity or however you want to look at it, right? We have these addictive personalities, right? So then you're like, well, what else? How do I solve for this thing, right?
Yeah, and here it is, and okay, now I'm here. What do I do now?
And whether or not it's apples to oranges or, like whatever it is, if you have an addictive personality and somebody might say to me like, okay, so you've done 100K. Why do you want to do 100-mile? Well, because I want to see what that's like. Why do you want to see what that's like? Well, because I have an addictive personality.
Yeah. What else you got? Yeah.
And am I considering a 200-mile race one day? I don't know.
I do. I think I've always been like, how do I one up that? How do I one up that? You know what I mean? That's why I worry like when people talk about like AI taking all the jobs and stuff, and we're all going to be idiotic bums. We have to work for something. It's just how we are. Like I think as humans and as our brains, we need to be able to work and feel some sort of satisfaction, you know what I mean? And like get reward. And I think that like, cause that's like all the craze right now is, it's going to take everything. And I'm like, well, I mean, part of me is like, the people are like, oh, if we let it, right. And then I'm like, dude, yeah, I think it's ridiculous to think that we're actually going to be able to control something that's like 80 million times smarter than we are. So it's crazy right now. But I do think that like, sorry, squirrel, I have ADHD. Welcome. My name's Kim. I would love to know, like, speaking of squirrels, like when it comes to thinking about like weight loss, right? Do you like, how do you feel about people that like Kat and I that take GLP-1s, or maybe even not like with or GLP-1s in general? Because I feel like everybody has sort of like a perception of what they are and how they work. I'm curious what your thoughts are.
That's such an interesting question. So I think you're brave for taking a GLP-1, not in the connotation of what brave means. I think that you have the courage to put yourself out there and do this and try this. And you have no idea how it's going to work out.
Yeah.
But you have no idea, but you're going to do it anyways.
Yeah.
Do I have the courage to try that? No.
I get it. Yeah.
I'll be honest. I don't. I'm
shame
of putting a needle in my body. Like I'd rather give birth again.
Oh Lord. Yeah.
As someone who's given birth, it is much easier.
I concur. Or okay. Yes.
I want your brain to be aware. It's much easier.
Honestly, ladies, like, I don't even think about it. Like, I see the stuff through my Instagram feed. I see all the GLP-1 ads and now the influencers that are like pushing this stuff. And then you see, makes me want to vomit a little bit, is when I see a woman who was maybe 150 pounds and she's now like 120 and she's on GLP-1s. And I'm like, are you fucking kidding me? Yeah. Like, you need to go back to the mental hospital where you came from because you got some really fucking huge issues. And you're going to take this medicine, which is actually meant for people who really need it. And you're going to now push it like some dealer. And now you're influencing this younger generation of women. Like, that's what I really think of it.
Yeah.
But for everybody else who needs it, who wants to try it, go right ahead. I'm just trying to figure out how to do my 100-mile race. I couldn't get it to anybody else.
Yeah.
I've always loved your content. Yeah. I've been kind of I'm back here. I was like this for a couple of years. She and her notorious the eating of the donut post run video where everybody got so bent out of their panties about. And
wait, what was it?
I'll let Sandra tell the story.
What about I love donuts. Still eat donuts.
It was a post run. You need that glucose after anyway.
Yeah. No, it was like even making any sort of content with myself eating. Like, I don't do it like a lot because it's but you'll always get the cockroach coming out of the woodwork who will say something about like about that, or shouldn't you not eat that after a run and, go eat a broccoli stick?
Oh God.
You don't need that
Like-
after a run.
Fuck broccoli.
Yeah. Yeah, exactly. No, I'm going to smash a half loaf of sourdough in a,
Oh yeah.
I mean, if you
Amen. Yeah.
Yeah.
But
I get that. I mean, I think like, and if you're, and I feel like you're very open. So in terms of GLP-1s, like I think that for sure, like what you're talking about, like with the influencers or 150 and then went to 120, like perspective wise, 3 years ago when I started this journey, I felt the exact same way about those people. Now, there are some people that are using this for 10 pounds and stuff like that. And honestly, I've even gotten to a place of acceptance with that. And I'm going to tell you why. Because what I've learned, right, is that when you struggle with metabolic health, you struggle with metabolic health for many different reasons. Primarily, like again, the size that you are going to be is genetically it's decided before you got it, right? But what I've learned is that it's about the dysregulation. And some people, I think, get to a dysregulation to where for them, because of their like makeup, right, that 30 pounds for them or 20 pounds for them is the same sort of like weight and discomfort and inflammation and stuff that it is for like 50, 60, 70, 80, 100 for me. So it's more like, I see it more of like a spectrum and like this disorder. Now, to be clear, there are people out there and that's not what's happening. They're 110 pounds and they want to be 98. And that is facts. And those things exist. And there's always going to be people that are going to abuse meds and exercise and food and like all those kinds of things. And it is a problem when they're telling other people, I think, that when they're struggling like this. But I just got to this place where I realized none of this had to do with weight loss. And I know that sounds bizarre, but the reason I did though, is that with these medicines, what the doctors, so we interview experts with an obesity on our show. So like endocrinologists, bariatric surgeons, like obesity specialists, people that have really studied what's going on in the body and what's making it go wrong, right? Be a disorder in some sort of way to where all of this is affecting their system. So what we learned is that like with the adipose tissue, right, the extra, especially the kind in our body, that is an organ. That is an organ in itself. It excretes all of this different stuff and inflammation, and it affects every organ in the body. And some people have that dysregulation, but they live in what we would perceive as a smaller body. And so what I've just sort of learned in general is it's just so much more complicated when it comes to weight loss, because what's actually going on is they are, for whatever reason, dysregulated in some way, and this can help them get to the other side of it. So like my mom, for example, struggled with maybe like 20 pounds or so, like her whole life. Like that's about it. She was always like trim and fit and very physically active, like not a runner. She's a tennis player and badass tennis player. And she was always like that in average. And then when my sister got cancer, my dad got cancer within a couple of years of each other, my mom was like, the only joy I have is food. And all of a sudden, the food noise that she always had got worse and worse and worse. And that was the only way that she could get any pleasure at all. And except she loves golf. She's a golf person now. And she really, and that's an expensive sport. We know that. But then she got on GLP-1s, but she was from like a BMI perspective was just barely there. So sort of this like way we gauge it right now for who is sort of worthy of medicine versus not, I think is still sort of in flux. Like we've kind of decided, because we use this BMI as a barometer, right? For what people should be taking and stuff. But I think like I have seen so many health benefits for her, and she lost that 20 or so pounds that she needed. She's still considered overweight, but she's like 150 pounds. You know what I mean? But she's able to move. It controls her inflammation. Her blood pressure is better. All of these different things by being able to get through that. And it also helped her mentally with all of this. And so that's like, I think I've just sort of, I feel like we're at this point with like our bodies and stuff where it's like, we look at people and feel like again, like we say, like, oh, they're skinny, so they must be this. And I did feel like that in the beginning, but just understanding the disorder and the dysregulation from the doctors, it's helped me not feel that way as much. Now, there are still, like I said, there are still some people out there. There's some that are like, you know what I mean? Like sticking it in and getting people on board and all, and
that's what I'm talking about, is that
that's what I see. I see it. Yeah.
1% or 2%.
Yes.
And, I'm not referring to anybody who, like your mom, needed it, or I probably need it. My food noise is through the roof, but
Well, you
I
exercise.
guess I decided to like live with it, and I've decided to try and control it with.
We understand. Yeah.
We totally understand. Yeah.
Yeah, with exercise. And so I figure like if I'm maintaining my body and my weight hasn't fluctuated that much, I've stayed like 245, 250. I'm like, well, I'm doing the best that I can in the body that I have now. So
yeah.
And your legs are fire.
What's that?
She said, and your legs are fire.
Why change a good thing?
So true. And I think it's a choice kind of everybody like
has a choice. Yeah.
And the only reason like I wanted to even touch on it with you is just because you were like, that sounds terrifying. And so, and when I started, I said, that sounds terrifying. And you made me feel better. So I wanted you to kind of have some understanding too, because sometimes I think like the commonalities between all of this, and you can kind of understand sort of how it works in your body. You know what I mean? But like, I also think there are a lot of people that like don't understand how much research is on this. So like, even though Kat and I are on it, we were like, we don't really know how it's going to go. There's like 20 years of data on this.
Oh God.
20 years.
It's not something that was invented.
And market and all this stuff, but it's still 20 years in science, maybe not that long. You know what I mean? So there's always a risk versus reward to it, but I for sure am not doing it to be in a skinny body because I didn't get skinny, you know,
That's great.
you know? So
So I want to get you into running.
Yeah, I know. Right.
And if anybody is listening and they want to start running and be like badasses like you, Sandra, what are some of your recommendations to start? I see that you have, there's retreats on your Run Your Life magazine, right? But
that's cool.
Ooh,
tell us about that. What is that though?
Oh, okay. Yeah, let's do that.
Yeah.
So I'm originally Croatian, and Croatia is definitely a hot spot to travel to.
Yeah.
And if you've watched Game of Thrones, then you have seen Dubrovnik is one of the cities where the old town was. And so the two towers where the dragons were and the Walk of Shame, the stairs, that's where it was filmed, is in Dubrovnik. So I organize retreats there, and I've done 3. And so April and May 2026, those will be number 4 and 5. One retreat has a little race component to it, but you don't have to do it. You can choose a 5K or half marathon. And then we go island hopping. We go on a gondola. We go on boats. We go eat all the olive
sounds fun.
And bread that our heart desires, and cheese and prosciutto.
Yes.
So it's just like a 5-night fun 6-day, group of 10 to 12 women who are acting like a bunch of little kids, unsupervised in a foreign country. And I am
with cheese and bread.
Yes. Yeah. With cheese and bread.
That is so cool.
Yeah.
And so everybody that comes is like a runner. And then
no, they are not runners. They are they're not runners. One of my in April, the oldest attendee, she was 75. So we celebrated her birthday, and the youngest one was 38. And so out of the whole group, maybe 6 ran, and then the other 8 walked the 5K, because you have 3 hours to walk it, and you got a little medal at the end.
Yeah.
That's awesome.
Yeah.
There's something to work towards plus size community. So I'm like,
that sounds real fun.
Really fun.
That sounds damn fun.
So
I gotta get my passport updated.
Yes.
It did expire.
but okay. And so do you recommend, like, I mean, we did touch on the C to 5K during our talk, but anything to kind of get beyond that point when you start, if you wanted to like take your running or your fitness seriously, what are some of the recommendations that you have?
Honestly, it's really individual, right? So we talked about how maybe anybody who's listening to us to this, maybe they have an addictive personality, and I even want to say this, but I don't mean to trigger anybody.
No, it's okay.
If you have low self-worth,
everybody here.
I
probably already triggered some people.
It's okay. And then we talk it out. Like, it's cool.
Yeah.
And then we go for a run, right?
Yeah.
One of the things that I had struggled with my whole life was low self-worth. which is why nothing that I did before running stuck. And so that's why if somebody asks me, how do I start running? I will always tell them, start by walking and start by doing it every day. That's the only way I know, is if you move every day, even if it's 1 mile walk in your neighborhood, or you work your way up to 3 miles every day walking, that is something everybody can do or should work up to. After that point of that consistency for 1 year, your body will be like, hey, this is my comfort zone now. What's next?
Yeah.
And
it's
so,
true.
but yes, but for some people, they might be bored with that. So again, it's so individual, and that's why not one size fits all. Some people might be able to jump straight into a C to 5K, couch to 5K, and that's great. Most people know what works for them. But for me, it was being consistent and doing something every day and not giving up. That's what had worked for me. And that's all I know.
Yeah. I think that's cool. I mean, like, I think it's true too, like, cause I didn't really know what I wanted to do or where it was going to end up. Like there was no, like, I want to be a runner. I want to do a 5K. Although Kat does have me wanting to do one next year. She's, I love that one, but she was like, there's this one in the mountains and we should do it. And I was like,
there's one in Croatia.
Well, maybe we should try Georgia first, Kat. I'm just saying, but she was like, let's work. She goes, let's just do it this time. I was like, I'm not ready. I can't, I'm not ready. Like, I'm just getting there. And she's like, come on. I'm like, I can't. And I'm kind of thinking we should do it. But I think like with me, like I was just walking, and I do notice on days when I was too busy and I couldn't get my walk in, I feel wretched. And I don't, not disappointed in myself, not like
feel cranky.
I just am a cranky old like bitch. Like I'm telling you. And then my husband will say something, and my perimenopause self will go, you know, like that's what it's like. She knows my husband. That's what she's saying. But like, you know, it's true. Like there's just something about it once you start doing it, and your body needs it, you know, and it's not that your body needs it to lose weight. Like you need it. You need it. It's the mental piece of it.
Yes.
And getting the blood and
being in this body.
Gosh.
I always look at it, it's your gratitude. I'm thankful I'm here.
I'm thankful I'm here. I feel that way when I go to bed every night these days. I do. Like, it's just since the exercise.
What was Sandra going to say? I see something.
Yeah. What do you say?
There's, I'm not sure if through your journeys or your studies of, you know, this whole of everything that you've kind of gone through and everything, if you ever came across a book called The Body Keeps the Score.
No.
Okay, I have that book. I have not finished
it.
It reads like a textbook. You know what? I'm gonna sit down. I'm gonna
read it. That's why I couldn't read it. I had to listen to it.
Good idea. Okay.
So it was year 1 that I was in the streak, and I spent a lot of time by myself, as you can imagine, every day. About 1 hour a day, I was either walking or running, or I was out at 10 o'clock at night trying to get the 5K in before it hit midnight and blah, blah, blah. So anyways, I was listening to a lot of books and podcasts and whatever. And in that book by Dr. Bessel van der Kelk, there's a quote that I live by, and that has changed my life since I heard this. And it goes, use your body to have visceral experiences that contradict the helplessness and rage you feel.
I just got chills.
Yeah.
Yes.
So why does walking or moving or cycling or anything work? Because it changes your visceral makeup. It changes your physiological makeup the moment you finish the activity.
Yeah.
So I was a very angry person before I started running. And when he said that quote, use your body to have visceral experiences that contradict the helplessness and rage you feel about yourself.
Yes.
What else would happen if you complete an activity? Well, then you've contradicted the rage that you felt about yourself.
Yeah.
And so if you do that over and over and over and over for 7 years, what do you think happens?
What do you think?
Yeah, I know.
Yeah.
You get over, I mean, like, not get over it. You
have no more rage.
that hill. Like, yeah, you climb the mountain. Like,
well, and then you look for the next thing, right? Like, which I do think, if you think about it, shouldn't we always be seeking the next thing? And I know that sounds, I don't mean like the next thing, like the next time or the next this, but I just think like the next piece of yourself. Like if we all just quit growing and evolving at like 40, you know what I mean? Like, I feel like I'm just way smarter and kinder and more empathetic and wiser, like as I get older, and like, we should all be constantly evolving. Right. So I think like being able to push yourself there and being able to see what your body can do is magical. Don't you think?
Yeah,
I do. I think it's been like that for me, you know?
Like Sandra's magical AF.
Magical AF. Speaking of Sandra, I just pinned, for all of our friends watching, I just pinned her Instagram. So it's bigfit_I_run on IG. Are you on any of their platforms like TikTok or anything?
Yep, TikTok.
Great.
And I have a little channel on TikTok, which is starting up. I have a documentary that's coming out for the javelina that I had somebody film. So
I'm so excited about this.
Yeah, it's kind of cool. I had a guy, David, who is from that area that we met last year, and I couldn't actually believe he knew who I was. And he came up to me during the race and he's like, "Hi, Sandra." And I'm like, and that's what I mean about this community. Like here's this young gentleman, and I say young because he's like 35 or something. and I'm like 49, and I just anybody who's younger than me, I'm like, oh, look at this young gentleman. Meanwhile, he's a grown-ass man with 3 kids. And he's like, I know who you are. And I just was flabbergasted about, like, here I am at a race where literally, and this is the cool thing about running is the only sport where you can rub shoulders with elites on the same course.
Oh yeah, that's cool.
Right? So you've got somebody who's about to finish the race coming up behind you on their last loop, running a 7-minute mile. They're about to do a course record and win the golden ticket for Western states, which is the Olympics of trail running. And you're on the same course as them. Yeah. That is just,
that is cool.
So cool. And they are so humble, and they run past you and they're like, good job. And you're like, yeah, good job.
Yeah. Good job.
Good job. You too. Good job.
See you later. We'll have drinks at the finish line. And a donut.
Yeah. I'll see you in 3 days.
Yes.
A donut is important.
I love it. Awesome. Well, I know we've kept you for so long, but this has been so much fun.
It's a lot of fun.
Thank you so much for coming on and for being open-minded and sharing this with us. Like, we really want, I think what Kat and I have learned is that, like, it ultimately, like, when it comes to, like, because, again, this is an education advocacy podcast for people who have obesity, right? Or any kind of metabolic dysfunction, really, and what we found is that, like, it is chronic. And we need each other forever.
And we're all over the place.
So we really need to be able to have a place that we always come. It's not just about this year when I lose this number and the scale does this. There's just so much stuff in life that makes things change. And your weight just, like, it's just
it is what it is.
It is what it is.
Yeah. Where it lands. So.
Yeah. And I think, like,
and
learning to be here. You go for a run, and you've got your girls and you've got your guys, and you find a way to come back together, and you need people to lift you up. So we're trying to create a community where people can get, like, lots of different perspectives and support. So I'm so thankful that you were come on. It's such a good get, Kat. Yeah. That a girl.
Thank you, Sandra.
Producer Kat.
Thanks, Kat. Thanks, Kim.
Before we adjourn, I want to make sure everyone goes to bigfit_I_run on IG. And it's also the same handle on TikTok as well, right?
Yes.
And then runyourlife.ca.
Are you on YouTube?
Yes. On the same handle.
YouTube too. Oh, you know what? I'll send you when I'm done, I'll send you a thing where we can collaborate and you can push.
Oh yeah. Yes, please. And then I'll add it to the stories, and then they can watch the full video. Absolutely.
I love it.
Thank you so much.
Thank you so
wonderful. Thank you both.
Oh, thank you.
Yeah. I love it. Go ahead, Kat.
I said maybe we can have you again, talk more about more fitness.
Or
listen, when I finish the 100-mile race next year,
yeah,
I'm coming back on.
Okay, I love it. That'll be so great. We'll talk about where we all are with things, and maybe we'll
maybe we'll make her.
Yeah.
Maybe I'll get into running. I don't know.
Oh, you know what we could do?
Maybe I'll run again.
Anybody that's inspired by this and decides to run and start running, we could all come together and talk about where we are. That'd be fun, right?
Oh my gosh.
Right.
And all little mini communities, right?
It'll be like a little mini
in Croatia.
In Croatia. Listen.
All right.
After our run, we'll go to the bakery and get our cheese croissants.
Oh, cheese croissants. You know how I feel about that. That's like serious business. I love it.
The best part of running.
All right. Well, everybody be sure to go follow Sandra. And in a year, we're going to come back and we're going to talk about it again. And we're going to see if you got motivated and you felt like walking, running, moving, and your movement's up, and you felt that nitro that we talked about earlier, you can come and talk about it because this is some good stuff.
And we got to let Sandra get back to her second part of running.
I'm just recording a little video and I'll pop it on.
I love it. Before she goes and runs again.
Yeah, so that's right.
Hold on, I didn't press record.
Oh, okay, we'll do it again. Ready?
Do it again. That's okay. You ready?
Ready? Hi, everybody. Thank you for coming on, Sandra, on the Plus Size Podcast.
Go to runyourlife.ca.
That's right. Love it.
Oh my God.
I love it.
That's the 50-year-old brain.
Yeah, I get it.
We get it. Yeah.
Cat's there too.
49. She's like, we turn 50 next year. She was like, we're gonna go on a cruise. What was the cruise we're gonna go on?
It's Margaritaville.
Margaritaville cruise. She went, and I was like, I don't go on boats with people. And she's like, go with me. I'm like, I was like, all right.
But then Croatia, yeah.
I don't know. Croatia may be the next thing.
And I've heard it's got like the gorgeous, gorgeous beaches, right? Is that
the Adriatic Ocean, the clean blue water? Oh my gosh.
Oh my God, that sounds gorgeous. I love
Yeah.
that. Croatia. That's where
the food.
One of the sharks is from Croatia, from Shark Tank.
Yes, he is.
Robert.
Yes, he is.
Yes.
Yes, Robert. Yeah.
Him and Lori are my favorites.
Yeah.
I'm sorry, Mark Cuban, but you teased me, making me think you were going to come on a podcast and you didn't, so I moved on.
Oh my God.
That's so funny.
That's so awesome.
Oh, I'm silly. Anyway, thanks so much for coming on.
Thank you both so much. This was wonderful.
Absolutely. And Plus Size family, make sure you follow
her.
And we will see you next week. And
thank you guys.
You're not alone. It's not your fault. Hasta la pasta. Go move your body.
Move your body.
Pasta.
Hasta la pasta.
Right?
Hasta la pasta.
Is
like that.
We'll put on our outro. We got to get a new outro.
We'll play it out and then we'll come back.
Yeah, we will. Hold on 1 second. Okay. Bye, guys. We love you. Okay. Bye.
Are you interested in understanding GLP-1 medications like Ozempic, Wegovy, or Mounjaro? Then join us on the Plus Sides, Cracking the Obesity Code, the groundbreaking podcast helping people change their lives one episode at a time. The Plus Sides podcast is a disruptor. We're breaking down barriers, smashing stereotypes, and sharing inspiring stories that'll leave you feeling informed and empowered. Join us every week to learn from doctors who are specialists around GLP-1 medications like Ozempic, Wegovy, and Mounjaro. They'll provide you with science and facts to validate these incredible stories. But that's not all. We'll also bring you the voices of the GLP-1 Mounjaro TikTok community, real people who face the challenges of obesity-related diseases and disorders and discovered the incredible plus sides of GLP-1 medications. Our episodes are filled with heartwarming stories, laughter, and moments of triumph. You'll connect with our amazing community members who are reclaiming their health and experiencing their fullest lives. Are you ready to embark on a journey of discovery and empowerment? Tune in to the Plus Sides, Cracking the Obesity Code, and together we'll change the narrative around obesity and end the stigma. Subscribe now on YouTube or your favorite podcast platform and join our incredible community. Let's celebrate the plus sides of life together because every story deserves to be heard. Every life deserves to shine, and everyone deserves access to expert knowledge and medication. The Plus Sides Podcast. You're not alone. It's not your fault.